Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jeremy Spreads It, the podcast where in season 2, it's all about LGBTQIA plus dating, love, and relationships. My name is Jeremy Spreadums, and I'm your host. And we're going to dive right into this episode. Last episode was part 1 of the 5 love languages and apology languages special. And today, we're going to be discussing the 5 apology languages. Knowing how you like to receive apologies, as well as how your partner or partners like to be apologized to, is a game changer for relationships as well. Okay, so if I didn't mention it in the last episode, I should have mentioned it. Dr. Gary Chapman from the 1990s developed a theory of love languages, and later on, with Dr. Jennifer Thomas, developed the theory of apology languages, which emphasizes that people need different things when it comes to feeling hurt. Now, in LGBTQIA plus relationships where there's sensitivity about identity, past traumas, or deep-seated feelings of rejection, knowing exactly how your partner or partners or a friend likes to receive apologies is just next level human, because it will bring your relationship so much closer and you'll be able to fix emotional rifts much quicker and be able to move on to better things, honey. Okay. So to help us understand the 5 apology languages, I invited Miss Leo again because she's going to be a part of us again. Okay. You guys cannot get rid of her, especially Dixie. Did you guys meet Dixie? Dixie is a freaking firecracker. Don't even mess with her. When she asks something, you better follow, because she will jump on you. I wouldn't even mess with her. Anyway, Miss Leo, welcome back to the show. How is it going?
Hello, Jeremy John. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Jeremy, who is this?
Oh, that's Troy. He's our production assistant.
Want to introduce us?
Troy, I'd like you to meet Miss Leo. Miss Leo, that's Troy.
Hello, child.
Okay, Miss Leo.
How you doing?
Miss Leo? Miss Leo? Miss Leo?
Oh, child.
Expressing one of your love languages?
Oh, sorry. You know, touch is my primary love language. Can't be helping myself sometimes.
Girl, get your love on, Miss Leo. Hey! You are crazy in a good way. Now, let's focus, Miss Leo, though. Tell us all about the 5 apology languages.
Okay, my name is Miss Leo, and these are the 5 apology languages. Now that you learned about the 5 love languages, let's break this down. For when things go wrong with you and your partner, or any friend, family, whoever. Number 1, expressing regret. This be the easiest thing to do. Just be saying sorry to somebody. Don't be telling them nothing else because they don't want to hear. Number 2, accepting responsibility. This be hard for a lot of people to do, but those who speak this apology language, all they want to hear is I was wrong.
Hey, you know that's hard.
You know that's right, child. Examples of accepting responsibility include, this was my fault, or I should have done this differently, or my mistake, I take full responsibility. Number 3, making restitution. This be meaning that you're going to be paying back that person somehow after you cause harm. Examples be including, I'm sorry I broke your phone, I get you a new one. They better have a replacement plan, child. Or, I stained your shirt, I get you a new one, or I get it clean. Another one be, I forgot about our date, I will make it up to you. Or, most commonly, I owe you money, here's a repayment plan. Number 4, plan change. This means Not just saying I'm sorry to your partner, but also taking steps to correct and not repeat the same mistake again through making decisions to change the behavior. This be meaning join the support group, get the therapist, or get yourself a self-help book. But be talking to your partner during the change because they can't read your mind. And number five, requesting forgiveness. This be meaning asking physically, literally for forgiveness from your partner. Those who speak this apology language, they will not be accepting no apology if it is not asked of them. But please don't be demanding no apology. That's no way to say I'm sorry. This is Miss Leo, and these be the five apology languages so that you can learn how apologies can be meaningful to you and how you can apologize to others in ways that is impactful and meaningful to them. So you can move on to better and sexier things. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Miss Leo, for helping explaining the 5 apology love languages. And until next time, honey, just take it easy, okay? If you want, I can give you Troy's information.
Child, I already be having his contact information.
I should have known. I should have known. All right, I'll see you later, honey. Bye.
See you next time, child. Troy.
We all accept apology languages differently. And if there's a misalignment in knowing how each person likes to be apologized to, it can erode trust and prolong conflict, honey. And that is just going to be a wild mess, okay? There's going to be drama. And in my opinion, the only place drama should ever exist is either on stage, honey, or in the movies. And now, understanding apology languages can help you as an individual know exactly what you need when you're feeling hurt in a way that's meaningful for you. And it also means that you can present an apology to somebody in a way that's meaningful for them. But don't just learn the apology languages just so you can manipulate a partner or somebody else for some skeezy shit, okay? That's not the point of apologies, and you should not do that to somebody else. Thank you. But getting back on topic, if you know how to apologize to somebody in a way that's meaningful for them, and if they apologize to you in a way that's meaningful for you, you can move on quicker to better and bigger things, especially sex, if that's your forte. I would definitely do that after I have an argument with somebody. But that's just me. Now, here are some tips for queer relationships and incorporating the 5 apology languages into your lives. Number 1, I suggest that you talk, not just in general, but talk about what each person's apology language is. Get to know each other's mechanisms and understand how each person works. I mean, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you have to give up on understanding who you're dating. In fact, you got to work a little bit harder so that nobody take your man or your woman or them. I'm talking to all non-binary people right now. All right. But getting real. Yes, please talk to each other about how each of you want to be apologized to, because that's just going to create deeper, meaningful relationships for you. Number 2, mix and match. Just like love languages, there's no one set language for apologizing to another person. They can accept apologies in many ways that are meaningful. It's not set in stone. You can have your top 2 or top 3. I'll discuss that in just a little bit. And tip number 3, if you're going to be texting somebody or messaging an apology, don't just send an I'm sorry plain text message. But like, what the hell is that about? Seriously, it's 2025. Personalize the apology to the person that is receiving it, and also cater to the situation that's going on as well. Don't just send a blank apology text message. Like, what the hell is that about? Like, get the hell out of here. I should get Ms. Dixie in here to just slap you. Anyway. Sorry. I'll leave the aggressive work to Ms. Dixie. So let's talk about my apology languages. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm very excited to share this. I actually thought that my languages were different. And then I took the apology language quiz and I found out that my primary apology language is making restitution. And my secondary apology language is expressing regret. If somebody wrongs me, I just want them to tell me how they're going to make it better. And if a partner is speaking the making restitution language, no matter how often you tell them, I'm sorry, or it was my fault, they're probably not going to think that your apology is sincere unless if it's, accompanied by an assurance that you're going to make things better by doing X, Y, or Z, and own up to making things better by doing what you say you're going to do. The next love language that I apparently accept is just simple expressing regret. And that is like one of the most direct ways of apologizing to somebody. It cuts through the BS, it doesn't point fingers, and it just delivers a simple I'm sorry. And so the people who want this kind of apology language delivered to them literally just want you to say I'm sorry. That's it. Don't explain anything to them, and don't tell them that you're going to pay them back, because they're not looking for that. I'm not looking for that either. Okay, that's why it's my second apology language. My third apology language is accepting responsibility. Individuals whose apology language is accepting responsibility, all they want to hear after they've been hurt is, I was wrong. So the person who's apologizing to someone whose language is accepting responsibility should admit, or at least acknowledge, that they were wrong to the other person, because otherwise they're not going to perceive your apology as sincere either. Okay? And I know that for many people, accepting responsibility or accepting failure is really hard to do, because it really makes you doubt your self-worth. And not only that, it makes you realize that just like everybody else, you're not perfect. And to your partner, they may already realize that, but there's a lot of people in the queer community who have too much damn pride and who cannot admit when they're wrong. So I have a little suggestion for those who want to make things better with their partners, whose apology language is accepting responsibility. Just own up to the fact that we're all adults, we're all going to make mistakes, and we're all going to continue to make mistakes. So there are going to be poor decisions made that for whatever reason harm our partners. I've harmed so many of my partners, but from making dumb ass decisions. And it was up to me to realize that it was my own fault. And to many of those partners, that's all they wanted to hear. It's the fact that I messed up and I realized that I messed up. And it doesn't mean that you're less of a person. In fact, failing is a part of humanity. If you're not failing, you're not being honest with yourself. But one thing about admitting that you were wrong to a partner, when you do that, you become vulnerable. And that vulnerability is a glimpse to your partner that you have a heart. And that's enough usually for them to know that your apology was sincere. Okay? So just admit to yourself, we all make mistakes. I make a shit ton of mistakes, baby. That's why I edit. But I'm talking real right now. Just be a little graceful with yourself and love yourself a little bit. And if you're a partner who has a partner who beats themselves up a lot and has a hard time admitting that they're wrong, just be a little gentle with them. They're probably going through some stuff. And if you are that partner, just know that you're no less of a human when you admit that you're wrong. Now, moving on to my next apology language, requesting forgiveness. There are some partners who literally want their other partner to ask for forgiveness. They want to be assured that their partner is aware of the need for asking for forgiveness. This also involves admitting that you were wrong to your partner. And These kinds of individuals who like to receive apologies in such ways will not take an apology until you ask them for that. And it takes a lot of guts, because asking for forgiveness puts you in a vulnerable state where you can be rejected by the other individual. And also, it requires you to admit that you made a mistake. And you're leaving the fate of that relationship to the person that you've caused harm to. And it could be a little scary. It could be a little scary. But just know that if the relationship is worth it, if they love you or they like you in a way that they have been expressing to you all along, and you've wronged them and you ask them for forgiveness, and this is their apology language, just know that it's going to be very meaningful for them, even if it's so hard to bite the bullet and ask for forgiveness. And the last apology language that's, I guess, like the least important to me is plan change. And it's the least important to me because change is very difficult. Change is hard. If you want to change, and if you are a person who has tried to change, then you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Oops, sorry, whatever. Individuals who prefer the apology language of plan change also won't accept an apology unless if there's sufficient expression and desire of the partner who caused the hurt to change the behavior that caused the hurt to begin with. Now, the one thing about plan change is that the person who is promising change needs to establish an action plan, because oftentimes these kinds of apologies fail because the person who promises change does not set up an action plan for success. And for those that do establish an action plan, it is also important to continue to verbalize to your partner and show them the steps that you're taking to make changes, because your partner or partners cannot read your mind. And so it's up to you to verbalize and show them the change. Show and tell, so that they can feel better about it and feel less hurt during the whole process. And remember that change is hard, okay? Change is baby steps. Don't expect to change from one day to the next, because that does not happen. No, honey. I have gone through so much metamorphosis since I was 21. If anybody would have met me back when I was 21, I was a complete bitch. Like, to everybody, I felt like I was like on like the highest freaking pedestal ever. I don't even want to go there. I would call people sweetie just for like out of habit. Oh, no. I mean, I do like to call people sweetie just for fun. But before, I used to do it in a condescending way. And it was just, there was a lot of things about me that I needed to change that were just not cute. And it took a lot of work. It took a lot of fucking work, okay? Like years. And so change is hard. Know that baby steps are important in order for you to be successful. And talk to your partner about the changes that you're making and that you're going through, okay? So that they're on the same level and page as you. So we've talked about love languages. We talked about apology languages. And when it comes down to it, just like dildos, one size does not fit all.
That's so true, child.
If you're feeling curious, take the 5 love language and 5 apology language quiz at 5lovelanguages.com and click on quizzes. I'm not being paid to tell you guys this. I just wanted to share it with the queer community because I love you guys and I'm a part of you, whether you guys want it or not. Sorry. The next episode of Jeremy Spreadums is coming soon, and I have not decided on the topic yet, so it might be a little surprise. So if you've been watching, you know that I'm very inconsistent. There's times when I'm like, I'm going to post tomorrow, and then I'm like, no, like 2 weeks later I post something. But you never know. Life happens, and there's not always consistency in my world, and thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching if you're watching. Let's continue to celebrate Pride season because it's not over yet, okay? It's July, honey. And I'm in Tucson. They're celebrating their Pride in October. Phoenix, I think, in November. It's super hot over here. We got to keep it like in the fall months so that we don't like burn out or get like extreme tans or um, extreme dehydration. Oh my god, no. No amount of lube can save us, honey. No, no, no. And if you open up a little bottle of poppers out here, like that, it disintegrates. Not cute. Anyway, I'm ranting. Stay safe out there. Remember, stay queer, stay shining, and continue to fight for our rights because we are not going anywhere, honey. This is Jeremy Speddums, over and out. Bye, Felicia.